That thing bleeding through the, you know what I mean?
Walkie slush.
That thing bleeding, P.
That one was for all the fans back home, and it was not for the Supreme intern who decided to release the summer tee news as soon as I had finished filming this week's episode of Sleeper Streetwear of the Week. But that's neither here nor there. In today's video, guys, I'm talking everything about the summer tees from spring-summer 2025. Which ones I like, which ones I dislike, the sleepers, if any, and any potential resale opportunities. There's probably not going to be any resale opportunities, but you never know. If you guys love getting your weekly dose of Supreme and other streetwear and sneaker related content, then be sure to hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that noti bell so you can get updated every single time I post and go live. Been going live a lot more frequently lately, not just Thursdays an hour before the drop, which is when I go live during the Supreme season, 7 a.m. PST, 10 a.m. EST. We are going live this week, obviously. And enough yammering, Thomas. Let's look at these Supreme summer tees. Bada bing, bada boom. 6/23/25. That is today. Supreme summer tees. For summer, Supreme will release 6 new graphic tees available June 26th, this Thursday, and in Asia this Saturday, June 28th. Here is the first t-shirt. It is a guy pissing. This is the piss tee. Can you believe this shit? Supreme 2025. Wow. One of the shirts of all time. This one I'm giving a 4.5 out of 10. We'll give it a 5 out of 10 for the name, and he is pissing, but I doubt I will buy that one. Next up, we got the Dean Blunt tee, who is an artist that I had never heard of until yesterday, but at least a couple of you in the live chat during our stream were like excited about it. He's smoking a blunt, I think, and that's also his name, Dean Blunt, and he's wearing a Supreme box logo photo tee. Oh my god, they're releasing more photo tees. I don't hate this though. I think it looks pretty cool. The t-shirt looks dope, and I'm sure for the Dean Blunt fans, this is going to be an awesome tee to add to your collection. I'm already predicting this is going to be the most sought after one, given it is a real photograph of a person and not just a graphic. I actually double checked to make sure we haven't gotten any other photo tees this season, and we haven't. I thought we did, but Tyler the Creator was last fall, not this spring. Next one, this must be the tape tee. I remember seeing that from the list of all the names we got for all the Supreme tees yesterday or the day before. This one's just okay. It's a pretty big logo, handmade Supreme design made from tape. Yeah. This one's, we'll give this one a 6 out of 10. And Dean Blunt, I'll give this a solid 8 out of 10. Can't really go wrong. Photo tee hype is dying a little bit, but people still like it, especially if you're a fan of the artist. Ooh, the bear tee. This one's my favorite so far. This reminds me of classic Supreme graphics. Definite 8.5 out of 10. I'm gonna give it that. And I think Dean Blunt might roll back to a 7.5. Sorry, Dean, but this is a impromptu tier list based on how I'm feeling at this one moment. So that is a very nuanced scale, and that's a cool tee. This one here, hardcore tee, maybe? I forget all the names, to be honest, and we'll see them here in a second, but that's a cool piece of camo on the back there with the red, and then probably Supreme's address, knowing them. They love doing that. 100% hardcore, New York City. Okay, it's so small I can barely read it. Well, there you go. That is the hardcore tee. And then the Supreme beef to match the hat. Yes, Drops called this on Twitter yesterday. He said the beef tee will likely match the upcoming hat, and I think that means this hat is hopefully coming out this week. It would be weird if it wasn't. That's pretty cool. I dig that. Supreme beef. Not everyone's gonna love it, but you can't please everybody. So here we go. Dean Blunt tee. Looks very good on black. Usually get 5 to 7 different colorways of all these tees, or maybe it's exactly 6. I'm not quite sure. Here's they're calling it the Gons tee. Okay, so this is a shirt by Gons, and it's a guy pissing. We thought it was called the piss tee, and I think that's what people are gonna call it. Can you believe this shit? Didn't spell believe right either, but maybe that's Gon's kind of thing where he doesn't spell words right. I'm not sure. There it is. This is my favorite one, the bear tee with the Supreme tissue. It's a sad bear, not a Care Bear, it's a sad bear. And I guess I need to zoom in on the Dean Blunt tee. I keep calling him Dean Blunts, and I'm sorry for that. I think it's Dave Blunts getting in my head from all the brain rot. I can't put down the cup. song and shit. But there you go. Dean Blunt, very epic, very cool. Next one, Hardcore Tee. We already zoomed in a bit on this one earlier, but still pretty cool with the Arctic camo yet again being prominently featured on the front of this logo. 100% Hardcore New York City. Not a bad logo. I can say confidently, guys, that these tees don't suck. Maybe they're not all amazing and they're not exactly what you were looking for, but if we can be a bit objective, they're not horrible. We've had horrible tees before, and these aren't that. Tape tee, I wouldn't wear it. I kind of want to peel it off, to be honest. It's that same thing that makes you want to pop a pimple. I really want to tear off the tape from the back of this tee, but obviously I can't do that. What are you going to do? And last but not least, the Supreme Beef. It's a fun logo. It matches the hat. It reminds me of the Cactus Cooler soda, which is native to my new home here in Arizona. So I love to see that. Now let's peep Supreme community and get an early view. I know this news just came out like less than an hour ago, but let's see what people are voting for and see if we can impact that election with our community. Week 18, here we are, folks. And way down at the bottom, we got the Hardcore Tee. Interesting. I would have thought the Piss Tee would have been down low, but I'm gonna give the Bear Tee an upvote. And Dean Blunt, it's all right. Not amazing. I think Beef Tee is getting hated on a bit, but what are we thinking? Piss Tee? I don't know, man. Do we downvote it? Where are we at here? Tape Tee is better than this. I actually agree with this ranking. I'm gonna give Beef Tee an up, and I just feel bad downvoting stuff, but let's do it. Let's downvote Hardcore. Let's downvote Tape. Let's downvote Gons. And for Dean Blunt, we'll leave it neutral, because if I upvote it, you guys will say, hey, you're just voting for the winner. And if I downvote it, you guys will say I'm hating. Am I making that up in my head? Probably yes. And I can confidently say the best tee this week is the Bear Tee. Usually we get all the colorways later on in the week, so hopefully during my drop list video we will at least have the colorway names. We probably won't have the full list, but I'm going to be going after this tee almost certainly this week. It's a fun enough design for me to want to get it, and hopefully I can get a different colorway than brown. I just don't wear brown tees that much. And then of course the left to drop, we should be getting plenty of items from this drop list here. Who knows, maybe Everlast, maybe Rizzler basketball jersey, who's to say? But so far guys, that is all the information on the Supreme summer tees. Which one is your favorite and which one are you going after for this week? Well, boys and girls, there it is. Those are all of the Supreme tees that are coming out for spring summer 25. I guess specifically summer 25, because the spring 25 tees already came.
Everybody's coming.
I have to say, man, I am at least pleasantly surprised. We got 2 shirts that were pretty solid with the Dean Blunt's photo tee and the Bear tee. Everything else I could do without, but they're not horrible. Are these tees as good as Supreme's been in the past? Of course not. I don't think we're ever going to get back to that nostalgic level, and all that means is as we approach the off season, guys, we got 2 weeks of Supreme left at best. Save your money, stack your bread, and go out and buy some Supreme tees from the past to rock this summer. Scour eBay, go on Facebook Marketplace, send a legit check on Reddit, get shit on in the comments, go on Grailed, use your mom's credit card, max it out, because that's what we love doing here. We love consuming. We love wearing tees. We love Supreme. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.